So in previous video we covered how to call REST API GET method, get the results, and paginate through them. And in this video we will see how queries work and how to build queries based on a data source and then use those queries in applications. So let's say you're using your contacts in Excel, you're retrieving those, and one day you find out that you also want your deals to be loaded into an Excel sheet. And then you think, well, maybe I will just create another data source, we'll name it deals, and I will use it in the Excel. But then you start thinking, okay, I have those contacts, I have deals, maybe then in the future I will have products, and then maybe company names, and maybe and you know that the list will grow and grow and grow and grow. And you start thinking, maybe that's not what I really want. Maybe I want to have a single data source name which would be responsible only for authentication, and that I could configure all the rest in the query itself, like here, right? So this is basically where Query Builder comes into play. So let's click it. It shows up. If as you see, this is a very simple query, right? If I click execute, it will get me the same contacts, right? So that's how, basically that's how queries work. So it takes the query, it takes the configuration from this properties tab, and then everything you override with clause will be overridden. So basically with clause is optional. So okay, we are ready now to bring the deals page, and I will show you how it works. So let's say you find the link, what's the endpoint to get the deals, right? You copy it and you paste it here in the URL, and yeah, let me make it wider. We also are interested in the deal name, so that deal name would be returned as well. And we also want to limit this to limit the deals returned to 1, but I'm doing this only to show you that how pagination will work for deals, because it will be different. So ideally you would want to use some maximum number API allows. As you see here, limit maximum to 50. So you would want to use here to 50, but I'm using just 1. Okay, I'm just copying this, and let's execute. Okay, we got an error. That's perfectly normal, because if we went to properties, we would see that there is this filter, and probably the data that is returned by deals endpoint is a bit different. So I will just remove this, go back to preview, and preview data again, and voila, we have deals, and they are all put into this one row, but there is only one deal here, and because of that has more column became true, and there is this offset column to reference the next deal. So basically you see now how this with clause with the source option overridden gets you a different kind of result. Even here you have configured contacts. Okay, so now we are ready to move on with getting deals. So I will write here deals, because I have column here as deals, meaning JSON property deals is here, and that means that I can execute it and get that one deal, and voila, super duper deal. I could have also overridden filter and written it like this, and I would also get the same result. Okay, let me copy this again. Let's get back to query builder. I need to paste in here it again, and now we need to override pagination, because pagination works differently for the deals. Instead of with offset, you have to pass offset parameter. So that's what I will do. I will go to pagination, and I will now select this property. As you see, it has changed to offset, so I'm changing it here. Has more also has changed, no more the dash is present. I'm clicking OK, and instead of with offset, I'm entering offset. Be sure to name the parameters as they are in the documentation, because sometimes they may be case sensitive. So if it's lowercase here, let's put it lowercase here. Okay, so that's it for the pagination. Yeah, one thing I forgot to mention in the previous video was throttling. So you may use throttling as well if your API will throttle you on the number of requests you can make in the period of time, and usually they do. So always refer to your API documentation, and if we went here to the get all deals, you would see this question, rate limited. Yes, I press it and I get all the limits this API has put on my requests. So you may configure it here in the query. If the API of the provider you use, APIs have different kind of throttling options or limits. So we can put in here, but if it's the same throttling for all the APIs, then put it in the properties tab here. Okay, I'm pressing OK. The query is generated. I press the preview data again, and as you see, instead of one row, now I get all the deals from here, except I need to put the table name deals, and voila, super duper deal is here. Okay, so what I have to do now is just copy this query, bring back my Excel, click data. Now let me show you how to do it in a bit different way. New query from other sources, from ODBC. I select my JSON driver connection. Oh, and one more thing. Yeah, I'm copying this again, and I need to save my data source. And now I click advanced option, paste my query, click OK, click load, and voila, super duper deal, normal deal, a win-win deal, same as here, are loaded. So that's how you build queries and use them to retrieve data from different URLs using the same auth credentials. In the next video, we will cover the topic of how to post data to an API. Thanks for watching.